This is going to be part one of a multi-part series of videos pulling the engine out of a 2007 Chevy Cobalt Sport. I've already started to part it out, so I've already removed the fuse box, the radiator, ABS module. Actually, I already removed the wiring harness too. So there's a bunch of pieces that I've already removed. So now I'm going to be in the process of disconnecting a lot of the accessories on the engine to make it a little bit quicker when I get ready to pull out the engine hoist to remove the engine. Now I'm going to remove the air intake. Intake. All right, for the air box, it's going to take a 10mm deep socket. This is the whole front wiring harness. So to the radiator, to the windshield washer, motor, air temperature, controller, headlight. So I'm not actually going to remove the intake manifold. I'm actually just going to pull the starter out and disconnect the flywheel and leave this in. I'm going to have to disconnect the AC, which clearly from the accident it's already. So if yours is pressurized, you want to take it to a shop and have them recover all the Freon. And you definitely don't want to let that into the atmosphere. If your car hasn't been in an accident and you're just pulling the engine out, you can actually do this and leave the AC system charged. You just have to disconnect the air conditioner pump, push that off to the side, and then of course you have to remove the radiator, but then you have plenty of room. Once you remove everything from the front part of the engine, you have plenty of room to get the engine out. Next, I'm going to pull out the starter. first thing I'm going to do is disconnect the wiring for the starter. And the starter takes a 15 millimeter. And there's two 15 millimeter bolts. One behind the starter closest to the engine, and then one right there. The positive wire to the starter takes a 13 millimeter. Okay, there is the starter. Now I'm going to disconnect the flywheel from the torque converter. And it takes an 18 millimeter. All right, spin it around to the next one. All right, and while we're right here, we will remove the two bottom bolts to the engine. And these are both 18 millimeter. Switch into a 1/2 inch ratchet so I can get some more leverage. Alright, so next I'm going to have to get underneath the car. Alright, to undo the catalytic converter and flex pipe from the exhaust manifold, it has 3 15mm nuts on it. It's definitely, you need a 15mm deep socket. It's definitely easier to get to the bottom to from underneath the car. And then we're going to have to remove the steering rack wiring and the rear engine mount as well. Alright, while I'm down here, I will remove the wiring to the back of the transmission. There we go. I'm going to remove the rear engine mount in part 2 of the video. Alright, so disconnected the flywheel, took off the starter, disconnected all the AC hosing. I disconnected the exhaust from the exhaust manifold. I should probably do the fuel line, but I don't want to leak gas everywhere right this second. So I think that's going to be it for today. And like I said, this is going to be a multi-part engine removal, just because I want to do as much detail as possible. And if you like the content so far on Chevy Cobalts and Ecotec 2.2, 2.4, 2.0 engines, go and subscribe to the channel.